Good evening, everyone. The 13th annual Ore to Shore Mountain Bike Epic will be known for comfortable temperatures and close finishes. Riders had a choice of 6 races. Most of the adults go for the 28-mile soft rock or the 48-mile hard rock. We'll concentrate on the 48-mile hard rock that started in downtown Negaunee. Now, this is a controlled start, although it really doesn't look like it, does it? The course winds its way over to Lucy Hill, then cuts west toward Ishpeming. A group of 16 riders made up the first pack that went by the Cliffs Mine Shaft about 4 miles into the race. That changed as the course approached the 17-mile mark. Multiple hard rock winner Brian Motter of Sheboygan, Wisconsin led a group of 7 through the woods north of Ishpeming. Motter also won the 24-mile Miners Revenge race in Ontonagon County last month. The second half of the hard rock has more downhill sections. People are trying to figure out how much energy to save for the stretch run, and after more than 2 hours 25 minutes, 4 men crossed the finish line within 1 second of each other. Cole House of Oneida, Wisconsin edged Motter by 0.3 of a second. The women's winner was less than 2 seconds apart. Both winners were bridesmaids a year ago.
I hit the last road section. I just stayed on the front, rode my tempo, and if they wanted to attack, they could come around me, but I mean, I'm a road racer most of the year, so I have a good sprint, so I know if I just hold the tempo, I can usually sprint it out at the end, and that's what I did.
At one point, I had a gap on Jenna, and I looked behind me, and I'm by myself, and she's tucked behind a guy, so at that point, I just sat up, waited for Jenna, and hopped on her wheel, so it's definitely kind of a cat and mouse game right at the finish.
Woodruff is from Tucson, Arizona. Jenna Reinhardt of Mankato, Minnesota was second. A record 1,160 bikers battled the 28-mile soft rock. Negaunee's Colin Kidda won the men's race, and it was for the women, it was Cooper Dendel of Marquette winning in 1 hour 31 minutes. And yes, some bikes did better than others at the finish line. The Upper Peninsula had a rather rough day overall at the Bark River International Raceway. There were a few bright spots, but not in the upper divisions of the Off-Road Championship Series. As you know, most of you know, these cars are fast, dangerous, high-flying, and pick up a lot of dirt along the way. To the races themselves, Chad Horde, his fan club from Felch in the Pro 2-wheel drive race, started out kind of slowly around the 7th place mark in this turn, but he would pick it up a bit, and after this next turn, he would move into 4th place. Unfortunately, one of those caution flags would come out, and eventually that meant bad news for Horde as well. He ended up finishing in 8th place. Yes, a flat tire does not exactly help your day. Next race, Brad Erickson of Bark River couldn't even get out of the first turn very well because he collided with 4 people right here on the right side of the screen, and that would call for a tow truck to get him out of the way. Other locals competing, Matt Ives from Stevenson came in first in the stock truck series. Matt Solka of Houghton was 6th in the 1600 light buggy. Jamie Clycamper Wilson was 8th in that race. Escanaba's Danny Beauchamp was 2nd in the super stock truck, while Escanaba's Rod Wells was 7th. Marquette's Charlie Bell was 9th in Formula 4x4. Nick Baumgartner, he had a rough day as well. More racing tomorrow starting at 10:30. Let's go to the 3rd round of the UPGA Championship. The Ellis brothers are playing together on the par 3 13th. This is Menominee River's Tim Drees. The birdie putt would help his score. Our cameras happen to be in the right place at the right time today for Drees. 15th hole here, the par 5, Dan Ellis for eagle. And not quite, but darn close enough to tap in for birdie. Moments later, Drees sinking another birdie putt. He had a few brushes on the back 9, ended up with an 80. Dave Ellis, a little short on the 16th, had a 76 on today. Your star of the day was Jim Markell, the Pine Grove Country Club golfer, taking advantage of what he knows about the home course with that birdie. Dan Ellis, a nice flop shot here to get close on 18. But one of your shots of the day, and this might have been the best one. Markell on the approach on the 18th, his second shot, and the ball is darn near going to go right in to the hole. Move over, get in there. Well, that's a pick it up in our language. He goes into the lead, and let's take a look at that leaderboard as Markel has a 2-shot lead on Dan Ellis, 213 for Markel, 3 under par. Dave Ellis at 219, Tim Drees 225, Joey Collard and Mike Nagy at 226. To the medal count at the Olympics, the United States now over 100 at 102. China second with 87. Russia, 15 medals today, jumps up to 78th. Great Britain fourth, Germany fifth. We now have 23 countries in double figures as Kazakhstan joins the list today with 10. And 84 countries now have medals. Gabon and Montenegro are now on the list.